Good evening, and welcome to the first episode of the Demons Clubcast with my co-hosts for this episode, Maddogg 0131 and K13 Gaming. Why don't we start out with some intros? How about K13? How about you go first? And I'm
Let's
gonna
hear it.
get some
Let's
other
hear it.
stuff ready.
Sure, I can do that. My name is K13 or Kyle. I'm a content creator, a little bit of a variety streamer, but I was kind of known for more playing Warzone. I'm a bit of on a hiatus right now with it until Warzone 3 comes back. Um, I mainly listen to metal music, more specifically like heavier stuff like deathcore, death metal, that kind of stuff. I'm a big sports fan, mainly hockey and football. I'm a big Maple Leafs fan and Atlanta Falcons. Um, yeah, that's kind of it. What about you, Mad Dog? You want to go up?
Oh, dude. So yeah, I am Mad Dog. I kind of just been going by that. The 013 just everyone takes the name. Anyways, I'm coming in now from the Pacific Northwest to everybody. I'm kind of the new addition into this little gang of ours, and but yeah, I'm a streamer, content creator, very part time on all that shit. But you know, I I don't know. I'm a father, right? So my life really centers around my kids and all this. So, other than that, dude, I fucking, as far as music goes and sports, I'm more into like the action sports. I grew up a skateboarder, snowboarder, stuff like that. So I'm more into action sports. And then I'm into literally everything when it comes to music because it all just depends on my mood. Um, I'm a little up and down in some of my moods sometimes. It's kind of fun. Not really. So let's hear about you, Chowder. Let's go.
I am UncleChowdr. I've had that name for quite a while. It's a nickname I've had since I was in high school, so kind of just made it the name. I play almost anything and everything. If I'm having fun, I'm gonna play it. I don't give a crap about review scores anymore. If I'm having fun, I'm gonna play it. And music, it's pretty much the same for me. It depends on the mood. I'll listen to anything though. My playlist is pretty vibrant and deep, and yeah, sports. I like action sports the most. Combat sports, especially. I love watching UFC and boxing, which we'll get into a little bit. There's some stuff coming up, related to that, but we'll get to that. And yeah, I mean, I got two wonderful cats and a very wonderful girlfriend that I've been with for 8 years, and I love playing video games, and we're here to talk about that and all the other stuff we love. But I got a couple recorded messages from a couple of our other streamers in our group that could not make it. The first one is gonna be Slugg. And here's his little message.
What's up, fellow demons, YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, Facebookers, you name it, and you know it. My name is Slugg. Anyway, yeah, my name is Slugg. Everybody knows. Well, can I say my government name? Not really. But, however, I am one of the creators of the Demon Club and also Aftermath Esports. Shout out to Kyle for making this happen for Demon Club, Chowder, Eli, Steven, Kyra, all of them, everybody in the Demon Club. Um, Mad Dog, you know what I'm saying? And for Aftermath, I want to also shout out Matthew and Michael for giving me the opportunity for being a part of their organization. Um, I mean, there's some bigger things going on. It's been a while since I dropped anything, so uh now it's time to like really get things going because I mean, we all work 9 to 5s. We have regular lives, unlike all you bigger streamers. You know who you are. But yeah, so I'm a gamer. I'm a content creator. I'm gonna say that. I'm a gamer first. I play a lot of Warzone, like a shit ton. And I'm pretty good at it at times. when I actually use my brain. But I'm mostly a first person shooter player, but I have been getting open to a lot of other games like Fortnite. I am on the way of getting a console, so there's gonna be more console content. But I hope that you all enjoy my content, but please support the rest of the people. They're gonna have probably the info somewhere down here, up there, or somewhere else. As you can see, I'm kind of recording from my OBS stuff, but it makes it easier on everybody's lives. So I hope that you, we 4-1, I think. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow all the socials, man. Stay in tune. You know what I'm saying, bruh? Cause the love is impeccable, immaculate. And I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, bye.
All right, that was a very awesome message from Slugg, one of our wonderful creators. He is a demon when it comes to Warzone. I always joke, we all ride in Slugg's backpack. He is the backpack. Backpack. All right. And one more message, and this one comes from Full Send Noob. He's another wonderful Warzone player. Make sure to check him out. Let me find that message. Sorry, gang. Oh, there it is. Alrighty, and here we are.
What's up, demons? My name's Eli. I also go by Full Send Noob, whatever you decide to call me. I am a Warzone streamer primarily. I'm also in a band based out of Atlanta called Six. We are a heavy black and deathcore type project. We've been around for about 6 years. I do that on the side. I'm actually going to be a dad coming in January. I work full time and I game and stream when I can. What I look for in gaming is just having fun. And if I can have some people around me to kind of help out with that, or not really help out with that, but like bring up the vibes, chit chat with me, talk with me, keep the vibes going, have a good time. That's what I'm here for. So, that's a little bit about me. I'm on Facebook, Twitch. I have a YouTube. I very rarely post there because I don't really have a whole lot of time to edit videos at the moment, but that will be changing hopefully soon. But I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday nights on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can follow me on, like I said, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck it's called now. But yeah, I'm on there as Full Sin Noob, same as the stream name. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in the stream, and we'll catch you guys soon.
All right, that was a message from Full Send. He couldn't make it today also, but Slugg and Full Send will both be making rotations into the podcast episodes as we go. The constants will usually be always me running all of this stuff, all of the side stuff here. And then Maddogg should usually always be here. Our episodes should always be on Sundays, so make sure to look out for those in all of the places you listen to podcasts. We have one more creator who could not be here. She's going through some stuff in her personal life right now, but she's a wonderful content creator. Her name is, oh my gosh, I always mispronounce it unless I'm reading it.
Yeah.
So,
dude, you just think Death Note.
Dude, okay, don't the hate that I'm about to get right now, but I have not watched.
You are about to get some hate because I know what you're about to say.
I have not watched Death Note, so you can be mad if you want to.
No, dude, you're good. You're good. I'll tell you what. There's a definite shift in that show at the midpoint between season 1, season 2. Season 2 is not as great.
Yeah. But our other
that's how I remember.
It's Kira. Her name is Kira K. I can't. I'm gonna say
Kirakaira.
Kirakaira.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Kira,
I can't talk very well sometimes. Okay, it's just what it is.
Words are hard, man. You're good.
And we're streamers.
But yeah, she will be in upcoming episodes for sure. She's just going through some stuff, so we're waiting for her to get some stuff figured out. But no rush there. She's awesome and she's a super friendly person, so you'll definitely be hearing from her. First thing I'd like to bring up and talk about now, I know that Kyle has not played it. I'm sure you've watched a little bit of gameplay,
Mhm.
probably seen us streaming the beta. I know that me
Mhm.
and Maddogg both have played the beta pretty extensively. It's the gameplay that's been up, that's you guys have been watching. I have played it to pretty much level 30. I've maxed it out. I've maxed out a couple weapons. Um, I just would like to give some opinions on it and talk about that a little bit. First, I'd like to say the movement is way faster. It's way more. The mantling is quicker. Especially I notice where I really notice the difference in the mantling is waist. Like if you jump at something and you're waist high to something, I mean you
Yeah.
just go right over that thing. It's not even like a. There's the animation for it is so quick. It's nothing.
Nice.
I noticed that the slide canceling is I feel like it's so easy to do. Like I almost I'm really starting to get into that mode of just doing it all the time. And if you slide and then hit A at the end of your slide, I mean you're back up on your feet in no time. The delay to the tactical sprint though from that, there is like it's like a half of a second delay before you can tack sprint again. But it is a reset tack sprint. So you're still moving much, much faster than you were in Modern Warfare 2. And the
Nice.
visual recoil is gone. That was a huge, huge thing, a huge win. I don't know how everybody else felt about it. I know that this game is they one of the people I follow on Twitter put it, the best way that I could put it is this game is much more of an arcade shooter than Modern Warfare 2 was. Modern Warfare 2 for some reason decided to try to go for that heavy realistic feel for some god awful reason. And this is
They
Mhm.
tried to ride the back of Tarkov.
yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
did try to ride the back of Tarkov. And this game is much, much, much more of an arcade shooter. The recoil is much more manageable on almost every single weapon I picked up. I mean, I haven't. There's not a weapon I found that I didn't like. And also, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the tactical aim, which you're about to see me use on this shotgun right here. It's something else. The tactical aim is cool. Like I don't use it for everything, and I like how they put it so that when you slide, you go right into this automatic tactical aim where the gun's kind of sideways. But when I'm using a shotgun, I just put it in tactical aim because it's a faster ADS and it's a shotgun. I'm spraying and praying anyway, and
Dude, no.
it's so satisfying to get kills with that.
Yeah.
It's been really satisfying.
No, yeah, no. I ran around with it quite a bit, especially holding some of those hard points. Kyle, I don't know if you saw any gameplay on it, but the aiming angle, in Modern Warfare 2, like you'd pick up a gun and if it had a certain laser attachment, you automatically had that full-time canted view.
Yeah.
It's that, except for you can select it. So there are times when it's good and there are times when it's dog shit.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got
I'd rather look through my iron sights sometimes versus that.
yeah,
Have the
exactly.
option.
Exactly.
So now,
You
so
can
now it's down on the directional pad. Bink, you pop into that side view, you can pop out.
which
The
Nice.
is
only
I
time-
actually haven't seen that part of it yet, so that's really cool to hear.
yeah,
the
it's
only
really cool.
like you said, like Chowder said, the only time that is forced is if you're ADSing while sliding, which
Yeah, and I've seen that, and
fucking
that makes
thank
sense.
you.
Unless
Yeah.
there is a perk though. There is a glove perk that allows you to full ADS while you're sliding.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't look into all the gloves and the boots. I was watching a scout.
How many?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Kyle.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, how many perks are there for the sliding instance? Is it just one or two?
So I noticed that there's a couple different perks that affect your sliding, but it does say in
Oh.
parentheses. Yeah, it does say in parentheses that because there's certain perks it seems that kind of almost do the same thing. It like there'll be like one set of gloves that does two things, and then a set of like a vest that does two things, and one of the things it does on both item lists are kind of the same, so they won't stack. I did notice there was some little message about that, but the the perk set in this is much better. They finally took away that timed package release, and so they made it so it's gear that you're wearing, which I also really like the look of. Like the scavenger perk is gloves, the
Oh, I
covert,
see. That's cool.
the covert, the ninja perk is covert sneakers is what they're called. They look like they're camo Converse. They're legitimately camo Converse. They're sick.
Yeah, I saw
That's
it.
cool. That's cool.
They're legitimately camo Converse. And when I say that the ghost perk is back, your footsteps are dead silent, dude. It's scary silent. Like I think
As they should be. That was the whole point.
yeah, I think there's definitely gonna be some upset people when it comes to Warzone 3 when the ghost perk is out and about. Now I did hear I heard a cool little, I guess it's not really cool, it made me laugh a little bit, but I heard a little story about somebody at COD Next was talking to a dev about the combat scout perk being back, because it is back for Warzone. So if you get a hit marker on someone through a wall, you get like wall hacks, instant wall hacks. And he was talking to one of the devs about it. The dev straight out was like, "Yeah, I know there's gonna be a lot of complaints about it, but I liked it, so I put it in there." And I was like, "Damn, damn."
Good though, because that kind of stuff is just really tactical. It's really helpful.
Yeah,
I miss some of that stuff from Verdansk, man. Like
yeah,
just being actually able to play in a more not realistic but more tactical strategy
yeah.
without it being super slide cancelly.
Yeah, no, there's lots of features that are in this game that should have never been removed from Modern Warfare 2. Like the ghost perk actually doing what it's supposed to do, silencers actually hiding your shots off the radar like they should. There's lots of stuff there that, it makes it fun to run a silencer again for that reason. Like, and I'm really glad they kept the 5 attachment instead of going like they did with Cold War, that one instance where you could have 10 fucking attachments. Dude, that's too much. It was too much, man. 10 attachments.
65 attachments on a World War II gun makes sense.
Yeah.
No, absolutely,
I was so
absolutely.
sick of it. I was so sick of it. So this, they still got the good old 5 attachment system. And out of all the perks that they had in the game, like you have your 3 equipment pieces, which is like a headpiece, a gloves, and then shoes, and then your final perk, which is like your major perk, is a vest. And they have different vests. The one vest I did not see though so far was a warlord one where you could have 2 weapons at the same time. Now I'm hoping and assuming they're gonna send that in. They're gonna put that in, because why would you make it, you have to be able to make it so you can have 2 primary weapons. That's a pretty important perk.
Well,
Yeah,
especially for
I'm sure
Warzone.
Yeah.
Especially for Warzone.
But one of the things I haven't got to mess with, and I don't think I will get to just because I'll be at work tomorrow when the beta ends, is the aftermarket parts for the weapons. I've been reading and hearing a little bit about it. For certain weapons, once you get them to a max level, you get this aftermarket part is what it's called, and it like turns the weapon into something else. Like one of them was a pistol, like I think you can get one for the Renetti that essentially turns it into like a SMG almost, so you don't need to like kind of like they had those parts in Modern Warfare 2 for those couple pistols that turned them into almost SMGs, kind of like that, but it's called an aftermarket part now. So I'm wondering if they're gonna use that as a replacement for weapon tuning, because I was curious. I didn't I max leveled a weapon, and you can't tune weapons in this. There's no weapon tuning. So unless they just left it out for the beta and they're gonna implement it into the full game, but I'm just curious about the weapon tuning as well, because I kind of liked that little tidbit. I thought that was kind of a cool little thing.
Yeah. I've been seeing some things on that aftermarket. Now I didn't dive too far into it. I mean, I think I'm kind of I'm in the middle between the two of you, right? Chowdr, you're super optimistic. You're seeing everything you love, and rightfully so. I'm seeing everything that I loved on it. Same time, you have Kyle over there, who, dude, your resolve is admirable. That is all I'm going to say.
All right. Listen, okay, all the changes and everything that I've seen, the game looks incredible. Like, I'll give it that, but I don't want to give them $70 for this game. I already gave them $70 for a third of a game that they have yet to fix.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I
Like,
agree. I
the
agree. So
the money aspect is just not there for me. I'm not going to give them a dime until I know Warzone 3 is going to be in a good spot in the future. Like, I know
that's exactly
initially
where
it's
I
going to
am.
be the best battle royale game. It's going to be amazing when it first launches. But like, what about 6, 9, 12 months from now? Are we
Yeah.
just going to repeat the same bullshit? Now that that deal went through, hopefully not so much, and we get more of just a constant update, and rather than just like, here's Warzone 4 and 5 and 6 and 7.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of a perfect thing to bring up, because that is something else we're going to talk about here pretty shortly, is the fact that now that Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard, they own all those studios, and that's one of the
Yup.
big things that was talked about, that Phil Spencer even talked about, was that he wanted to make it so that give some of these devs a break, is what it sounded like. At least I'm pretty sure it was Phil Spencer. I could be wrong on that. Don't 100% quote me on that. I could be wrong. But I know that that was something that they talked about, was giving those people a break from making COD, let them explore some other avenues besides just making Call of Duty, which could be great for Call of Duty. Give it, a
Yeah,
2 or 3 year life cycle instead of just a 1 year life cycle. That's something that's made me, unless if they're going to fold all of the games into one, like they did with the other Warzone, except now the bonus is they're on a unified engine. They're not going to be using different Call
exactly.
of Duty engines. So if they're going to, if they continue to make games every year for that money grab, that's shitty. But I understand the business side of that, because they're trying to make
Right.
money and people are going to fucking buy it. But at least keep the same engine, keep the same kind of fucking stuff, and just, or don't even make it a new game, make it a fat DLC pack or something, like they talked about. You could extend the life of Modern Warfare 3 out quite a bit if you did the game slightly like Destiny 2, where
Yup.
instead of having a new release every year, make a big DLC pack that adds on to the game. Sure, the game's going to be huge gigabytes, but people who play Call of Duty all the
Mhm.
time, that's usually mostly
Yeah,
only what they play. So I don't think a lot of
yeah.
people are going to be upset about that. Me personally, I could be wrong, but I don't think people would be upset about that.
No,
I
dude,
definitely would not. Like,
no,
I
no.
just
I mean,
go
go
for it.
ahead, Kyle.
No, you.
Well, I was gonna say, like, the games are already big as it is. I mean, I think the last time I checked, fucking Modern Warfare 2 is taking up at least 100 gigs. You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? I like having other games. I like having Modern Warfare 2. I made that conscious decision to buy myself a fucking 4 terabyte. You know, like if space should not be an issue because there are things you can do about it.
Yeah. No, I
You know,
100%
and
agree.
rightly fairly cheap. You know, I mean, fuck, I just started looking into the cheaper side of things. I think my 4 terabyte at Walmart was like $100.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, that's pretty fairly cheap. It's an actual PlayStation 1, doesn't plug into USB, plugs into the actual fucking part that's designed for it, or the plug-in in the back. And dude, it fucking is amazing.
Yep.
I had it on the 4, and all I did was unplug and plug it into the 5, and it worked the same.
Well, you've seen the SSD cards that you have to take the cover off your PS5, and you do have to screw it in there, but it's an SSD drive that you install onto your PS5, and it'll give you like an extra terabyte of the super high speed memory.
Hmm. Yeah, that one's legit.
Yeah, and
I
Xbox,
like
and
that too.
Xbox has got their proprietary like memory card, that
Right.
literally there's a slot in the back of the Xbox where you can plug a 1 terabyte card, and you can use the quick resume feature and stuff still with the extra memory. I haven't paid for one just because the 1 terabyte card is $150. Like, it's expensive,
Right.
so it's just one of those things. And I'm pretty good about rotating my games. I have decent enough internet that I can kind of rotate my games off my console. And right now I got
Yeah,
Forza.
absolutely.
Like Forza Motorsport was shit. I think that was almost 100 gigs. It was pretty big. And most of that's just graphics. Um and I still have Starfield installed, which was like 120 something gigs in Cyberpunk, and then like COD and like a couple other games, and that's it. So I only ever have like 5 or 6 games on my console at once, but I don't I play pretty much only those. I deleted Destiny 2 off my Xbox finally because it's just a time suck, and I just don't like the direction they're going with it. So
Dude, that's I moved that to the external, and it's just like, if I want to, you're there.
yeah, Destiny, and I have a love-hate relationship for a reason. That game is
Big feels, big feels.
that game is a time suck. I love it, but it's a time suck.
What? And then Lowe's just downloaded and picked it up for the first time today.
I know he was telling me that in chat, and I when I was streaming, and I had a good laugh. I was like, "Oh, dude, you're in for an undertaking." He's like, "It was free on Game Pass." I'm like, "Yeah, part of it was free on Game Pass. Good luck, dude."
Little
Like,
do you know.
yeah, dude, like you don't even know how much of that is locked behind a paywall.
A part of every DLC is free with Game Pass,
Yeah.
but that's fucking it.
But watching my gameplay here just reminded me of one more thing I wanted to talk about with Modern Warfare 3 that gave me a good laugh. There's a new piece of equipment that I know is going to be controversial as fuck. And it's called the Breacher drone. Okay. And everybody was controversial about the fucking drill charges, right? People getting killed through walls. So their answer was to create a little drone that you activate, and it flies straight in whatever direction you throw it in until it hits something and explodes. Let me tell you, Eli is not a fan.
Of course not. I wouldn't be either. I'm sure it's cool as hell.
It is cool, dude.
I fucking love them, dude.
It is cool. There's some clips in this gameplay that's playing for the stream right now. I wish you guys could see it. I know next time we do this, I have some ideas on what I'm gonna do. I can screen share so you guys can see some stuff.
Cool.
But on Discord I'll screen share so you guys can see stuff as well. But matter of fact, I think if I'm oh no, because I'm in it on I'm in it
through your
on
Xbox.
my Xbox, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as we go, we'll get this more tuned down. But right now, I got everything working just the way I want.
That's all that matters to me right now.
Don't touch it.
For real.
Yeah, it took a while to get this set up, but it's working. I got sound coming through. Everything's going. So,
that's where we leave it.
But yeah, we can segment into I'm gonna segment into the Activision Blizzard. I have a little trailer queued up here. There was a trailer that was released on oh, why is that doing that? There was a trailer that was released not too long ago, kind of welcoming Activision Blizzard into Xbox. It was a pretty cool little trailer. It shows like all of the IP characters that are now underneath Microsoft, kind of like in a trailer together. You got Spyro, you got Captain Price, Master Chief, and then a little clip of Forza, and then a clip of Flight Simulator, a clip of Tony Hawk, Sea of Thieves, like Microsoft.
Yo, they had that ready like immediately.
Yes, they did, dude. They were ready for it. Of course, you know, this has been 20 months in the making. Like this is kind of a big deal. You know, it's
this was one that I honestly, as a PlayStation user, I never really was against this because I can see what it can do.
Yeah, me either. I will for it to just be over with so we can move on with our lives.
Right. Well, I will be against it. I will be against it the day they start taking stuff away from PlayStation, and it could be either direction's fault.
Well,
right, yeah.
You know, everybody, you know, and everybody was right to be a little bit nervous after they announced they were buying Activision Blizzard, because Call of Duty is arguably the biggest IP for when it comes to gaming. Like, it is probably the most recognizable one besides like FIFA, right? Because if you don't count, you know, like Call of Duty's popular all over the globe, but FIFA is right up there just because soccer is so huge.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And so, you know, when ABK went to buy this IP, everybody, or Microsoft went to buy ABK and the IPs underneath it, everybody was nervous for a reason, because, I mean, look what happened with Bethesda. Starfield just released and it was exclusive. You know, now it's exclusive to Xbox. Like, there is no, you know, there's no release for for
Sony.
yeah, for
For Sony.
Sony on that. And you know, they've already confirmed because of that, because of all the FTC hearings and all the stuff that came out in the court cases, it's been confirmed that the next Elder Scrolls game is also going to be skipping PS5, which I know is going to be a huge disappointment for a lot of people when, you know, they finally start to realize it, because not everybody is like, you know, paying attention to the gaming stuff as closely as, like, say we are. You know, they're not watching the news and watching videos and people talk about this stuff, so they're, you know, most people don't know. They just know that, you know, this game's always come out on PlayStation and now all of a sudden it's not. So, you know, I understand why people are mad, but when it comes to Call of Duty and an IP as big as Call of Duty, Microsoft would be idiots to take this away from PlayStation.
Absolutely.
What I think they did the stats. It's like 46% of Call of Duty's player base is on PlayStation. That's almost half.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
100.
yeah, and you
100.
know, like, and that's, you know, that's just a business. That's a smart business move to keep getting that money from Sony, because those people are still gonna buy Call of Duty every year when it comes out, because most people who have those, you know, most of those gamers who are playing Call of Duty are the casual gamers. They buy Call of Duty every year. They buy Madden every year. You know, possibly NBA. They buy those games every year. That's what they play.
Yep.
So, you know, when it comes to that type of stuff, they have to keep it on there, because that's just so much. There's so much money there in that. So,
Very, very true. Although I will say this, and I have a feeling we're going to see this in the kind of the way the seasons move and the way the updates come, is that yes, they're going to continue to release them for everybody, because a big market is casual gamers, as you were saying. But the bigger market is actually the competitive side, which we are all entering. Even though we play casually, our play style is more competitive.
oh yeah, I mean, like, you know, the competitive side of that, you know, the sales market is going to be, you know, PlayStation's always had all the like the exclusive content, the early beta weekends, and you know,
Right.
as much as people hate, you know, complain about that type of stuff, I fully see Microsoft starting to do that after the contractual deals are up between Sony and Activision that were already in play. Once those are up, I can fully see, you know, Microsoft starting to do that for Xbox, just to allure more people to get to Game Pass. It'll have something to do with Game Pass. I guarantee
Oh,
that.
100%.
You know,
100%.
that's a big thing. You know, and people have their feelings on Game Pass, but you know, when people try to sell me that Game Pass is a bad thing, like it's taking value away from gaming, I kind of laugh a little bit. Like, you know, for the casual gamer, for that market, like, and Microsoft was a genius. You can go pick up a $300 console and pay $15 a month and have access to hundreds of games, and they're all types. And for people who just play games every once in a while, who aren't, like, you know, playing them for hours or playing them every day, that's, what more could you ask for? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, that's because Sony did the same thing.
Yep, and that's why, and I have the PlayStation Extra with the games you can download, and like, I have a PlayStation 4 here underneath me. I haven't plugged it in for a while. I'm borrowing a PS4 controller right now from someone, because I was thinking about breaking out Ghost of Tsushima again, because they still haven't released it on PC. That's, you know, one of the games I've been waiting for a PC release of, is Ghost of Tsushima, because I would love to play that on my PC. I have Spider-Man Remastered, you know, and that's another thing we
I
could
could
talk
see that
about.
coming.
Oh,
I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say I could see that coming for PC if and when they announce a second one.
Oh yeah, that's actually something good we can talk about. Is there were some rumors that came up about a second one coming soon. Um, I just seen it on Twitter the other day.
Talking about the people that got the donations for the island, like the real island.
Yeah,
They restored one of the arches.
I think that might have been it. Let's see.
I don't know what community brought it together, but I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's
Raised a bunch of money and restored one of the broken down arches. That's all I saw recently on it, but I mean, there's always talks of like the either a movie or a TV series, because it is such a like cinematic experience to play that game. So there's always rumors with a second game coming.
Well,
Dude,
the most I
I
can
It's
tell you,
phenomenal.
the most I can tell you is there's been no confirms of like a release date or that Sucker Punch has been working on it. But in
Yeah.
2020,
right.
which would have been after the game was out in 2020, they did put up an ad looking for people who have knowledge of feudal Japanese history and desire to write
hmm
stories set in feudal Japan. So I can only assume that would have something to do with that, but I do remember seeing a trailer for
I
another game
mean,
that was set in like feudal Japan for PlayStation. I feel like
okay, hold on. What publisher is Ghost of Tsushima?
Sucker Punch.
It's what?
Sucker
Sucker
Punch.
Punch.
Sucker Punch. Okay.
The second one's gonna come. It's
Oh
just a
yeah.
matter
I
of
mean,
I
I
mean,
haven't seen much on Ghost of Tsushima, but if the other thing that could be working with someone leaking out anything from looking for feudal Japan is there is rumored to be a new Assassin's Creed set in feudal Japan as well.
oh yeah. I mean,
Oh, you're
that's gonna
right, actually.
that
And
would definitely be a
Ubisoft
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft goes fucking nuts when it comes to at least trying to get the cultural,
Yeah.
But that was
you
Sucker
know.
Punch who put out the ad, so I'm a stoner over here. Sucker Punch put out the ad looking for that a couple years ago, so they have to be working on it at least.
Yeah, but I did hear about Assassin's Creed actually
Yeah, the
making their next game for like Japan base, which
Mhm.
is
Yeah, well,
wild.
because they just released Mirage, which from everything I've seen in Mirage, it's the first time only centered in one city.
Yeah, Mirage is really back to basics. From everything I've
Dude,
seen.
I'm kind of I need to pick it up because I enjoyed both gameplays, both the linear storier kind
Mm-hmm.
and then the RPGs. But I'm kind of over the RPGs after 300 hours into Valhalla and not even being done.
Yeah, Valhalla
Yeah.
was a long ass game. I played
I
Origins all the way through, I played Odyssey all the way through, and I played Valhalla all the way through. I liked Valhalla the best just because I love the
yeah,
Viking shit. I loved raiding monasteries, just pulling up on the shore and blowing your big old Viking horn and just
dude,
slaying everybody there and taking all the treasure.
you know what I used to do is I would get to the viewpoint there at the monastery and I'd blow my horn from there. And then I just come in from behind and kill people that were already fighting my crew.
Oh yeah. Did you ever do any of the river raids?
Uh, yeah, I didn't go far into it. I was kind of like, because it always said that what was it, your fucking, basically your procedure, whatever, or the alert always said that it would go down. Mine never went down, and I was kind of like, yo, I'm sinking in hours upon hours in this gameplay. How am I not going down?
Yeah, the river raids was one of my favorite parts about that. I really enjoyed it just because I liked doing that part of the game.
Dude, I'll have to boot it up and give it some more. But I mean, I 100%ed everything other than Dawn of Ragnarok right now.
Oh, okay.
Like, it got to Dawn of Ragnarok, and I was like, okay, I got to take a break. And it's been quite a long break.
Okay. Yeah, no, I the Assassin's Creed franchise, like honestly, like I've played pretty much every one. The only one that I have not played through that I have actually that I keep meaning to play through, I'm saving it for a stream playthrough, is Assassin's Creed Rogue. Um
Ooh.
I have that one and I just haven't played it through yet. I for me, Assassin's Creed stopped being what I wanted it to be after it was really after Unity. Like I played all the way up until Unity and then that's when I started like Odyssey was good and so was Origins just because it was a nice refresh to what, has always been. It made the combat a little bit more meaningful, having to actually
Right.
like
Right.
pay attention to what you're doing instead of just counter insta kill. But at the same time, I thought about it
That shit
as
was dope.
yeah, the counter insta kill was dope, but also, it like made kind of sense. Like you're a heavily trained assassin. Like you know how to fight better than the average soldier, like you should be able to take on a group of them with good weapons if you have weapons and you know how to fight. Like it made sense to me.
Right?
So that's why I loved all those. Like it looked so cool and cinematic when you had like a group of 6 dudes around you and you just started slaying dudes and all of a sudden they're all dead on the ground. You're like, all right, time to take off and take off running.
Yep, dude. Yes, big facts on that. Big facts.
Yeah. You know, there's some games coming out that I think are good, you know, and I've been paying attention to the rumors. The other game I've been waiting for a reboot of forever, and the rumors are starting to get thick. You know, feel how you might about him. Nobody likes him for a reason, for a good reason. But Bobby Kotick just recently did bring up the fact that there could be a revival on Guitar Hero, and that's a
I
big
did.
Oh
deal.
yeah,
That's a big
I
deal.
it
did.
is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero is freaking top tier, man. I cannot tell you how badly there are days where I'm like, man, I would love to sit down and play some Guitar Hero 3 right now and just slay
Dude,
some of those songs.
that and Rock Band were like a whole era of like our teenage years,
Yeah,
man. So I
dude.
mean, like for us, it's definitely huge, and like to revive that. I mean, maybe it does the same thing, maybe even bigger for the next wave of teens. You know, I'm always
Exactly.
excited for like revivals and stuff like that because like we got to live in its first, life cycle, and it was so cool to be a part of
Right.
that. And like
Well,
now we get
and
to introduce that to like our kids and like
yeah,
on a bigger scale.
especially these cultural style games. Like, you guys mentioned, obviously, I am a few years older than both of you guys. You know, you guys said your teenage years, like that was the start of my adulthood. Was me and my buddies going up to another buddy's house, fucking just outside the Stevensville airport, and fucking playing fucking Rock Band all night together. Like
Yeah.
that, it was a cultural icon for us in this gaming generation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
now,
games like that, I love to see revivals, no matter what the game was. If it made some kind of cultural impact across an entire generation, let's see what we can do with it again.
yeah, and now you
Yeah.
can't get a working guitar plus the game for less than $100 on eBay. Because that's just
Hell
how
yeah.
like here's a Guitar Hero 3 Gibson Les Paul Nintendo Wii controller, which I had that exact one, and this one says it's tested. It's $50 and it's off of eBay. Like, you know, you get the thing, and I guess here's another one for a little bit cheaper, but who knows what kind of condition those are actually in by the time they show up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're old as shit. They're used. Like I want some new cool ass guitars. It's not like we don't have the technology to make that stuff. You guys were making
Oh
that
my
stuff
God.
on 360 era. Like
Yeah,
Guitar
for
Hero
real.
was legendary. I loved that stuff because it was it was a good time. It was just a straight up good time.
Yep. No, I remember a buddy, like I said, the same buddy, though. He was, oh, I don't really want to get into gaming, anything like that. And we literally were like, dude, check this game out. We showed him on like, I brought my PlayStation 3 up. We showed it to him, and we literally drove to Missoula that night just so we could buy a PlayStation 3, buy the whole setup. We went home, and that's all we did.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like everybody's just like everybody was so like hell yeah about it back in the day. And there was a reason for it. The music was awesome and it was fun to play the guitar. I like to sit there and go through the songs. Like it was a good time.
Oh,
And
big facts, big
you know, there's lots of other games that I would like to see some new iterations of. Like, you know, like it'd be cool to see something new out of the Tony Hawk series. As a fan of skateboarding, even though it's an arcade skateboarding game, Tony Hawk has been, you know, part of my childhood forever, for years. It'd be great
Yep.
to see a revitalization of that. There's so many IPs now underneath them. I really hope they do something new. A lot of people are talking about Spyro, um, all kinds of stuff. Like there's the possibilities are crazy now. And
Yeah, well,
the other wacky idea I heard is someone was talking about Microsoft should now make a kart racer that uses all of the IPs underneath their belt, like have Master Chief and a Warthog, you know, like
Oh yeah, like
that would be
those
legit.
arcade fighting games with all
yeah,
the like the superstars and stuff. Yeah, that'd be
Exactly.
super sick.
Yeah.
Super sick.
You know, they could do something like that. I mean, who knows how it would take off, but like, geez, I think it'd be kind of cool to check out. But
Well,
the hard thing with like a racing game like that, like a kart game and a fighting smash game like that, is who's done it? Who's ever done it better than Nintendo when it comes to Smash Bros and Mario Kart? Nobody.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like they have that market on lock. They have those games on lock. Like Mario
yeah.
Kart
I will
8
say,
is still selling fucking gangbusters to this day.
yeah, honestly, I will say Fusion Frenzy is probably up there for me personally.
Oh, dude, I would love a new version of Fusion Frenzy. That'd be so much fun for game nights.
Yeah.
You know, a new version of Fusion Frenzy would be amazing. That was another game I put a lot of time into. You know, but besides just the video game side of things, any of you guys see the drama that happened last night with the boxing match between Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul?
I did
No.
not. I
No.
surprisingly didn't even catch clips, so I was happy with
Yeah, I
that.
haven't seen anything.
There's clips all over the internet, and it's something else, man. The fight did not go well. Dylan Dennis is an MMA fighter, and from what I've seen, he got disqualified, and then a brawl broke out, and all chaos happened. There was tons of people in the ring trying to separate everybody. Dylan Dennis kept putting him in a headlock and like trying to punch him while he was in a headlock because he's an MMA fighter. It's like what he's used to doing, and
Right.
he was pissed off because Logan Paul knows how to talk shit and get people mad. So like it's just like one of
I
those.
mean, that's what he does for a living.
Yeah, like he's good at making money off of it, and you just helped him make a bunch more money off of it.
For real. Prime's gonna see a fucking 1,000% increase in sales for the next 6 months.
Yeah, dude. The views on his TikTok page or YouTube page of the clip of that is gonna go nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that's I fucking looking it up.
exactly. Everybody's gonna want to see the highlights from that. So yeah, you know, it's something else. But anything new in the hockey world for you over there, Kyle?
Other than just like typical Maple Leaf stuff, giving up too many goals, somehow still winning games. It's exciting to watch the next generation talent, number one overall pick, Connor Bedard, play. Kid's just exceptional to watch. I actually get to watch him play against the Leafs tomorrow night when we're in Salt Lake. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited.
Dude.
It's just fun watching those like 18-year-olds come into the NHL, and it's just nothing's changed for them. They're still just super dominant.
Dude, I think coming into a like professional sport like that at such a young age, having skipped that intermediate kind of level,
hmm
dude, you almost have to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you show your age at all in that, like everyone's gonna be all the fuck over you.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen every year with like the number one overall. Like sometimes they just takes them 5-6 years to become that guy. And you know, we're still waiting for Alex Lafreniere from the New York Rangers to pop off. That was like 7 years ago.
Jesus.
So it just takes some time in the NHL for some of those guys. But watching like Bedard or McDavid or Crosby when they first came in, just instant dominance.
I'm sorry. That's just ran across Benny Johnson posted a clip from that fight last night.
Oh, the Dylan Dennis one.
Yeah, dude.
That's funny.
Let me.
Kyle,
I'll send that shit to you on fucking Twitter.
In other sports news, we just had the Red Bull Rampage 2023 happen. Some incredible clips coming out of that. The winner was a man by the name of Brendan Fairclough. I can never say his name right. But the dude's a demon on a bike. His winning run included a 60-foot canyon gap. I mean, it's the GoPro footage is absolutely something else. It's a wild ride. I'm about to bring it up here. Oop. Let me put a mute on that real quick. I'm about to bring that up for stream real quick. Go like this. Yeah, it's something else, honestly. It was a nutty thing to watch. It's a GoPro video. It's what I'm putting up on stream. I'm gonna also share it into the chat so you guys can see it as well. I think I sent this one to you already, Steven. I'm pretty sure you said you watched it.
Yeah, no, that shit had my fucking stomach in my throat,
Yeah.
and I know I'm
already
holding
hit
my
it.
phone.
It was something else. I mean, it's an incredible run. There's a part of this run that he does when he first starts out, and he hits a tabletop section, and it's like a little tabletop section. He said that right there. He's like, either side, you fall off to the right or to the left, you're dead, man. That's like 15, 20 feet, and then just a cliff, like before you hit anything. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. And I mean, these guys, every year they do this out here at the same spot. And it's such an incredible thing to watch. The GoPros are always my favorite that come out of it. It's crazy.
As someone who doesn't like heights, this is disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are fearless. Like, they're doing backflips off some of these. Like, it's absolutely nuts. And I'm not gonna play the audio, but you
Yeah, we
know,
might get strike.
yeah, just in case. But you can hear after he does the backflip coming down the canyon, like coming down that canyon, he does that first backflip. He's like, yeah, and then he hits the
Yeah, I
second
see it.
one, and he's like screaming, yeah, like he's throwing his hand up in the air. He's like so excited he can barely get through the rest of the course because he knew
That's
he just
crazy.
stomped the most legendary run ever. Like it's something else. And you know, that's the crazy thing about the sport is like every year, like you see these guys do things, and you're like, holy cow, how can they get better than that for next year? And they fucking find a way to top it. It's something else.
For real.
And you know, this was like the last warm weather sport that I like really get into. I have there's a page that's got the full full replay of it. It's like a 3.5 hour watch, which I eventually plan on watching it, and it's full. But like, you know, they do that every year, and then coming up is gonna be here pretty soon is all the highlight clips from Travis Rice and his backcountry adventures in Alaska. I mean, just watching that guy.
I'm excited for Travis Rice.
Yeah, dude, watching that guy ride in a helicopter to a place that you can barely walk, that's just covered in snow, strap onto a board, and then ride down, all while just making sure there's not an avalanche coming to kill his ass, is just so impressive every time. I can't.
Dude.
I can't, dude.
Right. That was a dream growing up.
Yeah, dude. I can snowboard a little bit. I grew up skiing. But man, if you put me in a situation like that, I would freak out. I can't. Like, that's too much. That's too much, dude. Those guys, they got balls big enough to ride around a wheelbarrow. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no.
For real.
I'm bored a little bit, but never to that degree. Never.
I know.
Any new movies or TV shows you guys are excited about?
Dude.
Oh man, there's always new stuff. As much as like The Witcher season 4 won't be as cool without Henry Cavill, I'm definitely still excited to like see what they do with continuing the Geralt story.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even watch. I haven't even started it. Like, I never started it. And to be honest, I appreciate The Witcher for what it is. I think the universe is super cool. I played all the way through The Witcher 3, just the main campaign. Never touched the DLC. I have access to them. I just found that game just wasn't for me. Like, as I was playing it, the more and more I played it, I was like, this game is great, and I understand why everybody liked it so much and why it won so many awards. But it just did not grab me the way that it did other people. And that's fine. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the game at all. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah. Yeah, totes. I mean, tons of stuff like that that I'm not really into.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
It's
there's
really good, but like, whatever. I'll pass.
yeah, exactly. There's time is our most valuable currency, and you can only put so much time into, games, and you got to make it count sometimes. Like, I play a lot of different games. Like, my gameplay here that's on video switched up to Forza, and I've been playing the new Forza Motorsport quite a bit. um it's a nice change up every once in a while just to play something like that where I'm racing on a track. There's nowhere else to go. I have one way to go. It's forward and follow the turns.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so it's been really fun, and I really like the way this Forza is set up, where you get into you start when you're playing the career, you essentially choose like it kind of forces you which one to choose at first, because there's not a lot unlocked in the very beginning, but you like buy a car, and you do like so many races and you level up the car, and then you own that car, so other races, that like other race cups and tournaments that you'll have that car available when you need to use it, but you just like get to know that car in particular. And right now I'm racing with a Porsche Cayenne, and it's something else, dude. The car is super fast, and it just, that game feels really good. I turned on all the vibration. I made a third profile on stream, which actually might pop up here pretty soon. I made a third profile for my Elite 2 controller that has all of the vibration turned all the way up for the racing stuff, and it's awesome. It feels really good when it's vibrating and you're braking heavy into a turn. You're like, oh shit.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. But
Uh,
me and
like other shows and stuff.
me and Tiff have been watching The Flash. I know that's an old one, but we are in
Uh,
season 7,
nice.
almost at the end of Flash on Netflix.
Holy shit, you made it far. Nice.
Yeah, we're getting near the end. The beginning of The
Yeah.
Flash, love it. Love it. Where I'm
Yep.
at right now, I'm so
Yeah.
mixed feelings on it. Like, can this show not survive without a fucking Wells in it?
No, I cannot.
Like, he is in some way or another, that actor is always in the show. And don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I love the character. I love all of the
Yep.
different characters, and he was so talented in the way he pulled off all of the different versions of himself.
Yeah, he killed it.
Yeah, he
like his
killed
role
that.
was amazing.
He killed that. But after he died, I was okay with him just being gone. Like, yes, it's sad.
I was pissed, but yeah, I was
Yeah.
ready. I was okay with it.
Yeah, like, how many times are we gonna watch this guy just show up in Vamoose? But I guess at least they made it the last version of Wells, the timeless Wells, so it's like he can't ever go away, and he's just all of them. Now he just gets to be himself, which I think was kind of
Yeah.
a cop-out, because I guarantee you they couldn't think of another version of him to come up with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I have basically the same feelings with the show. Early it started on like season 5, once they bring on his daughter Nora, it
Yeah.
kind of really loses steam.
yeah, like the whole Nora season really had me honestly irritated, because it's like, bitch, you not supposed to be here, and you know that. Like, you know
I know
that.
she's just like still
Like,
fucking with the timeline.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
stop
saying.
it.
Like that. Thank you. That's what me and Tiffany were saying the entire time. Like, I kind of understood why she was there, and I kind of, at the same time, I understand her feelings, and I sympathize. I sympathize, and probably a selfish part of me would do the same thing. But at the same time, you would think that Barry, after 4 seasons of fucking everything up and changing people's daughters or people's sons into daughters because he fucked with the timeline so hard, would have learned the lesson to just send her ass back.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
but
Barry Allen for you. And their writers are not very good, but yeah.
yeah, no, the writers aren't very good. Like, like I watched all the way through Netflix's Green Arrow, and
Oh man,
I felt like
props to you.
I felt, see, and that's funny, because I felt like Green Arrow held itself together a little bit better near the end. Like, at least there was like you understood a little bit what was going on.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
lost steam at that kind of similar time to
yeah,
4 and 5, or
I
maybe even a little sooner.
I get that. Like, there was some things I really, really liked about the Arrow, like how they put Ra's al Ghul in there.
Yep.
I really liked his character. I loved the fight between him and Oliver. both times. It was exciting. There was
Hmm.
some good things that came out of the Arrow. I really liked, especially the first season. I loved how dark it was and how gritty it
Yeah.
was, and he was just fucking out to kill people, man. It was something
Yeah.
else. The Netflix has some good adaptions and stuff. And CW does a pretty decent job, and like the other stuff that I feel didn't get enough love in my opinion was the Netflix Daredevil show. I feel like that was super underappreciated, and I was super mad kind of at the way they just stopped it. They could have kept going with that. I
Yeah, I never got too far into like Marvel shows, but Daredevil seemingly sounded like it was popping off. And
oh
then most recently, because it's supposed to come back, they just fired all the writers.
dude, that's
I
so
mean, of course they
dumb.
did.
So they're starting from square one again.
No, see, that was such a good show, and like the other show I really really liked was on Netflix was Punisher. They did so good with Punisher.
Hmm.
When they dropped the trailer for the first Punisher trailer, and it had the Metallica in the background, and he was just fucking people up. I was so hyped the first time I see that trailer. I was like, yes, dude. Finally, that guy portrayed Punisher so well. Like you could not have chose a better actor to portray Punisher, in my opinion. He was,
If I'm not
he was
mistaken,
it.
he's rumored to be in Secret Wars.
Oh,
So
I hope
Secret Wars
so.
and Deadpool 3 are like shaping up to be probably like the biggest Marvel movies. Like as far as cameos go, it's got to be. There's like at least 30 between the two of them.
I hope so because man, that'd be cool. It'd be cool to see
A
all
lot of
those
them are
people together.
unconfirmed, but it's shaping up to be like rumor city for that movie with how many cameos they have.
Yeah, I watched
Tobey
all
Maguire
of
is supposed to lead in
I
Secret Wars.
the only Netflix Marvel show I didn't watch was the Jessica Jones one. I think that was her name, Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Jessica Jones one, but I did watch the one with the what the hell is that guy's name? The dude in Harlem, the bulletproof guy. Fucking what the hell was his? I can't remember what the name of that
Oh,
show
it's right
was.
there.
But they
I
had
have no idea.
that show had a guest appearance from Method Man. Method Man made like a little song for that show, and
Dude.
that show was
First
so
of all,
good. I thought that one was really underappreciated. I thought it was super good. And then the Iron Fist, that was the other one I really liked. The Iron Fist was super well done, I thought. The character they chose to play Danny, he was goofy and weird, but he was a badass at the same time. The fighting choreography was super on point. Like, I loved it. I thought those were good. The little crossover they did where they had Daredevil, Danny, and the Bulletproof guy, and Jessica Jones all at the same time was super awesome. Yeah, I appreciated all of that stuff. I like comic book stuff. I like Marvel and
Yeah, I can feel that.
I like Marvel and I like DC. I
I
couldn't really
mean,
tell you which one I like better than the other, to be honest.
as a fan of someone who just mainly likes DC, we should want both to succeed, especially with the live action stuff.
Oh yeah, like the
Holy
competition
shit.
Yeah.
the competition is
Let me just
good.
throw that out there.
Yeah, the competition is good. I don't hate either one, and I hate
Yeah,
like it's like the
exactly.
same thing with the console war stuff. Like on Twitter at this
Yeah,
point,
it's so stupid.
I just drop comments on people like to make fun of both sides because it's like how can you guys be so like over one piece of plastic? Like why not have as much as you
Right,
can? Play
right,
games.
exactly.
Games are fun.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
games,
Yeah, games are
plural.
fun. Games are
Exactly.
fun. And like
Um,
it's the same thing with comic book stuff. The characters are cool from both sides. They have so many cool different characters and like, I like the way that DC has, Central City, Gotham City. Like, I like that aspect.
mhm.
The like how it's like it's not necessarily Earth. It's Earth, but it's not necessarily our Earth.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an
it's like Earth
alternate universe.
52. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's
And
cool.
yeah, and the way that DC messed with the multiverses and like, all the different stuff. One of the spin-off shows I appreciated was that DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know if you guys
I
watched
Mm.
didn't
that.
see
Yep,
that
I
one.
thought that was
yep.
pretty cool actually.
It
It
is pretty
got
decent. I
it
like
got
it.
it got pretty weird near the end there. But it was still pretty well done. I thought it was pretty cool.
It started good.
Yeah, all those shows started really good, and then they kind of like, as they kept
And that
pushing it, they got weird.
that's where I have a really hard time with TV shows. Like, if anyone who follows or knows me, I hate TV shows. I really like trilogy movies, and that's like you can sum up a really good story in 3 movies.
See, and I can agree with you. A lot of my favorite movies are trilogy movies or 4 movies, if you will. Like I do like movie
Yeah, if you
series.
need the fourth, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
like I'm also, I guess when it comes to movies though, like I said in the chat earlier to you guys, I'm very easily entertained, okay? If I get a laugh out of it or there's some cool action stuff, I'm a happy guy. I'm one of those dudes, all right?
Right.
I grew up watching every 80s action movie you could possibly name. Right now, I guarantee you I've seen it at least 3 times. That was what was in my house growing up, was that action movies. I've seen every movie that Sylvester Stallone has put out, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude
Jesus.
Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris, Bruce Willis, all the cheesy dudes from the 80s and 90s. I've seen all of them, I promise. Clint Eastwood,
Oh,
same thing, seen them all.
oh man.
So when it comes to movie stuff, my critique of movies is a lot less harsh than most people's. Like I said, if I have a good time watching it and I think it's like for whatever reason, I like it. So it's very very simple. Like everybody loves the John Wick movies just because they're ridiculous action movies. Like I seen a stat throughout the
Really?
movies, he's killed like over 400 people.
Yeah, it's
Throughout the
nuts.
3 movies. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more of like I think of myself more of as like a movie critic, but definitely not professional by any means.
No, I get that. Like, I mean, hey, everybody's got their taste, and I respect everybody's like what they like on their movies, because not everybody's gonna like the same stuff, and that's totally fine.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
Um,
I'll give my 2 cents on how I feel about the movie, but it's definitely open to interpretation.
exactly. There's a lot of movies that are out there that a lot of people thought were good that I just I I don't like most horror movies. I don't like most horror movies. I don't like mostly
I
because
don't.
I don't like the ghosty stuff. Like I don't like. I think the idea of energy after life is possible. Like yes, I believe in ghosts to a degree, but not like
Mhm.
that's why every time I see like those shows where like the demons like possessing people like the Exorcist movies, I always laugh. I'm just like, shut up, dude. Like we went to go see Evil Dead in the movie theater, like the newest one or whatever, and that chick's all locked in the basement and her tongue's all split with the razor, and she like popped her head out and she like, let me suck your dick or whatever, and I fucking laughed so hard in the movie theater. I was like, bro, come on guys, chill out.
I love those.
Yeah, I'm definitely not like I love horror movies, but I'm definitely impartial to a lot of them. They all
Yeah.
kind of suck, but the ones that I love, like I love.
Right.
There's a couple horror movies that I really enjoy, and honestly I find that a lot of them are older ones. One of my personal favorite horror movies of all time is The Hitcher, that OG
That's
Hitcher
good.
movie. It's such
Mhm.
it's like you can tell when you're watching it that it's an old movie, but it actually is kind of scary when you're watching it. It's like, dude, that guy is fucking out to get you, motherfucker, and he almost does so many times, dude. And like there's other horror movies that I like that you could call it a horror movie, but I call it more of a, I don't know, it's a cult classic, is
Oh, dude, Gold
Maximum
Classics are
Overdrive.
amazing.
Maximum
Oh,
Overdrive, dude.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
that's a phenomenal movie. I would
Dude,
love a remake for that.
dude, the entire soundtrack is AC/DC, and the big boss bad semi
Right?
truck has a huge clown face on the front of it. So good. It's
Looks
so
pretty
good.
reminiscent to the Joker, which is another fascination of mine. Is
Yeah.
the whole DC thing
Yeah, no, and
pretty funny?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Kyle, I've been meaning to actually ask you this and talk to you about this when we're like in the same place. Did you like that
Yeah,
new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson?
I love it.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the
Phenomenal.
only one who thought it was great.
It's phenomenal.
It was a great young Batman learning to be a detective. and it was
Yeah,
suspenseful.
and it's not a true origin, which is the best part. We already saw what fucking happened to his parents 100 times.
Yes,
We all
in
read about it
in
too.
so many different
Yeah,
ways.
exactly.
We've seen him get, we've seen all the stuff. Now, the one thing I'm curious about, and I wonder how it fits into this timeline, maybe you can tell me a little bit. So he's in Gotham. He seems pretty young in this. This is obviously has to be after he went to the League of Assassins, correct?
Yeah. But this is also like a total different like adaptation. Like it doesn't have to follow anything, and that's going to be
Okay.
the best part. Is we're going to get thrown some curveballs that we're not really ready for. Like
Okay,
no
see,
one
and
knows
that's
about the Hush villain, but he's rumored to be the next villain, and that's going to be super
Oh,
sick.
okay, see, and like,
touchdown right there.
See, and like I'm curious as to like like I'm always like the origin story part of a lot of comic book heroes is something that I really enjoy. And like yes, I've seen
Mhm.
how Batman's I've seen his origin story a bunch of times, but is that the one constant? Is that he was trained by Ra's al Ghul? Is that usually the one constant?
Yeah, some sort of like League of Assassins. He went away for a while, and
Okay.
we're just supposed to be led to believe that he was trained by, you know, the League of Assassins, Ra's al Ghul, all that. So I would say, yeah, probably all the movies are that way, but some of them don't kind of touch up on that. And this one specifically is kind of where I'm like, I don't know that he is, just because of the realism aspect that they're kind of putting behind it versus like Christopher Nolan's trilogy where like they take you to the League of Assassins.
Yeah, see,
Right.
and that was,
Right.
everybody talks about how much they love the Christopher Nolan movies, and I am one of those people. I thought Christian
Mhm.
Bale's Batman was phenomenal. Heath Ledger as the Joker will still never be topped for me,
Correct.
at least.
No,
Like
well, not.
No,
he was
absolutely.
it was
100%.
something
100%.
else. I also thought that Tom Hardy's portrayal of Bane was phenomenal. I loved him as
As,
Bane. I loved his
as
voice
a
through the
newer,
mask.
yeah,
I like it was
yeah.
he was intimidating. He looked huge, and he's not even that
Mhm.
big of a guy. Like they did such a good job with the camera angles. And he talked about it. He was working out and eating like whole pizzas. Like he got buff, but he also got like chubby for that role to look as big as possible. Like that was the thing that he
Yeah.
did. And he just did it so well. In the first movie too, like watching that fight scene on the ice between him and Ra's al Ghul is one of my favorites of all time. Like it's
Oh,
so good. It's
dude.
so
Yeah, it's
good.
really good.
I
Because
did I did enjoy Liam Neeson's portrayal
Yeah,
of Ra's al
dude,
Ghul.
Liam
Dude,
Neeson is a legend.
yeah,
for fucking real.
the cast for that trilogy is unreal. If
Yeah.
once you go through it, it's A-list actor after A-list actor. It's nuts.
Yep, every
Right.
single person they had in that movie, it blew my mind how many great actors they had in that movie. The guy who played
Mhm.
the guy who played Alfred, Jesus. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, Michael
he's
Caine, and he just
yeah,
Michael,
retired.
I know.
dude, I fucking love Michael Caine.
He's one of
Yeah.
the greatest and Morgan Freeman. You got Michael
Yup.
Caine and Morgan Freeman in a Batman movie? Hell yeah.
Yeah. And they're
Hell
like
yeah.
friends like in the movie too. It is I wish we had more interactions with Lucius being at the Wayne Manor and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so we get more Alfred and
Luke.
Lucius, but it was still really good.
Yeah, and that's actually another series that I never sat down and watched was the series about Alfred and how he was like a spy and shit.
Yeah, Alfred's actually a badass. Before he
Yeah.
becomes a butler, he's actually like ex-trained from the military, secret agent sort of sort of background. So him being Thomas Wayne's like right hand is more than just a butler. There's
Yeah,
a reason behind it.
exactly. I always thought that was so dope about Alfred. Like he's a pimp, dude.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
there needs to be more backstory than on Thomas Wayne then. Like
Oh,
now I'm
definitely.
interested.
See, and that's something else I've always like, like that was something that I thought about too, was like that I really enjoyed about the Captain America movie when it came to Marvel, was that you got to see a little bit of the Stark family interacting with Captain America, like back in the 1940s, like, because
Big facts. Yeah,
Tony Stark's father was the one who started all that. He created all that stuff. Like
right.
Tony wouldn't be Tony without his dad being who he was, and Captain America wouldn't be Captain America without the Stark family. it's all connected, together. And so I always really wanted to know more about the Stark family, like what kind of stuff did he do. But
Mhm.
the first
Well,
Captain
and
America movie is one of my personal. I'm a World War II like nut. I love study. I've like studied a shitload about it. I've watched a ton of
oh, dude,
documentaries. And so, like, watching that first Captain America movie and watching him, like, ride up to the front line on that motorcycle with the shield on the front of it, and it's like an old school World War II bike, and he's, like, hauling ass. I was like, dude, that's sick!
that was the shit. That was the shit.
Yeah, no, like I said, I love both of those franchises so much. Like, and the other thing I think that I would love to see is a new Ghost Rider. I need a new Ghost Rider. Nicolas
Yeah, I
Cage.
gotta agree on that one.
Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage. All right, love him or hate him. There was some cool parts of the Ghost Rider movies that he did. The bike was sick, right? And then
Definitely, yeah.
they brought Ghost Rider out again during Marvel's Agents of Shield. I don't know if you watched that series on Netflix. That was another one I really
I
liked.
watched up to like season 5.
Okay.
Holy shit.
I watched all of it that they dropped,
That's
and
props to you guys. I made it like halfway through one.
yeah,
Dude,
I watched all of it, and by the end, by one of the later seasons, they brought Ghost Rider in, and they changed. It was a different Ghost Rider. I forget what the character's name was, but he drove a Charger this time instead of being on a bike, and it was a Mexican dude. He was a mechanic, and he was
Hmm.
a badass, dude. He was a badass, dude. It was so dope. The Charger was sick. I loved the Charger iteration of Ghost Rider's ride. I thought it was so sick.
although I mean that just ties in to because look in the Nicolas Cage one, right? Look at the original or the first Ghost Rider. Right, he rode a fucking horse, and the
Yep.
horse looked fucking sick when it
Yeah.
was in ghost form.
Yeah, I know all of the stuff that they've had. Every time they put it in ghost form, I'm always hyped. I always think it's the best.
Yeah.
Like it looks super good. But
And let me just rattle off some like movies and stuff that are coming up real
oh,
quick.
okay, yeah, go for it.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So there isn't like a release or production date for this one, but really excited. Pedro Pascal and Ethan Hawke are going to star as lovers in a movie called Strange Way of Life, and it looks like kind of like a Western style
Okay.
from the
Okay.
picture that they released. Super stoked. And I think with those two, it's just going to be killer.
Okay.
There's a movie called The Beekeeper, Jason Statham. So we're going to get classic Jason Statham beating the shit out of everyone. But I think the plot to this movie is to like show kind of the truth behind the scammers that call you and pretend they're in trouble and need your money. I think they're gonna touch up a little bit on that, so I'm actually pretty stoked. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer from our Discord channel, but it's on there.
I didn't check it out.
Cyberpunk 2077 live action is in development.
Okay.
If we don't get Keanu or Idris, like we're gonna riot, right? Like
I kind of agree with that, just because like Keanu Reeves' part in the game is so phenomenal.
right,
I thought he did so well
I
in
want
the
to
game.
see him in the movie.
Yeah, and I'm actually speaking of that, that's another game I've been playing on stream, and I will be getting to the DLC for that here pretty shortly. I restarted because they reworked with with the update 2.0, they reworked a ton of stuff. So I restarted, made a new character, and have been leveling up through the levels, and I'm just got the call that I'm able to go to the point to start the DLC. But
nice.
Little shout out to one of my favorite YouTube dudes, Mr. Matty Plays. I watch all of his stuff. He specifically said, don't start the DLC until you get till right before the last mission. And I was like, yeah, that probably makes sense, because he says of the way it ends, it's a great way to do it. And I was like, okay. He didn't give no spoilers, so I was like, that makes sense. So right when you get to that point where he says, when you get that, the famous line, meet Hanako at Embers, that's when you should start the DLC, is what he says. And I was like, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited for that.
Literally a day before Miramax pulled the trigger, A24 was in the lead to pick up the Halloween franchise. Miramax snuck in and stole it the next day.
Oh shit!
So we'll be hearing about potentially a series or movie series in in the future. Once next month starts, in a span of like 4 months, we get 3 different iterations of Godzilla.
Holy
Uh,
shit.
The TV show from Apple TV, Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, and then the original studios from the OG Godzillas, Toho, is remaking their Godzilla movie. It's -1, and I think that comes out December like 1st. I could be wrong on the date, but it's in December. And then the continuation of our current MonsterVerse, Godzilla vs Kong, whatever the title is, comes out I think February. So
Okay.
lots to come with those.
Okay, that's holy cow. That is a
Oh
ton.
shit!
Yeah, like literally just one after another.
Yeah.
I'm fucking stoked.
Yeah, me too. I love all of them. The MonsterVerse just visually looks so good, and I don't mind the story too much as they
Oh,
do
yeah.
involve the human side of stuff. It's been pretty good.
I am
I'm stoked on that one. I am
currently
seeing. Oh, go.
I am currently trying to pull up a list of what's coming up game wise, upcoming games in the next couple months.
I know I was pulling up, looking at something up on TV shows. I do see leak of a live action Assassin's Creed series.
Oh,
that'd be
So
cool.
yeah, that
I'm
would be
I'm kind of a fanboy.
the movie.
Um,
The movie made me feel strange.
I was not pleased with the movie, but I could see them pulling it into a TV show form and having longer time to tell some of these stories.
Yeah, my question is, what are they gonna do with the TV show? Like, are they gonna try to tell Desmond's story and actually tell Desmond's story? Are we gonna get to see that in a TV
Yeah, I
form?
don't know.
You know, like because that's maybe it's just me, but personally, that's what I've always wanted to see was Desmond's story in TV form. They could make a great TV show out of that. Like, you know, in the
Right.
beginning when he's locked up in the facility and he's going in and out of the machine and he's
Yeah,
just got the
exactly.
room and he's like going through all the shit and trying to figure out his way and then he escapes.
His dad's a
Like
piece of shit.
they could yeah, exactly. Then escaping and all of the stuff, like they could put all of that into a great they could put his entire journey up until the point in the third game when when they all die, that, you know, sorry for spoilers if anybody hasn't played it, but that's what happens.
That happens in
The
AC3.
game's been out for
Now,
years
so.
at this point. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah, no,
apologize too
absolutely.
much.
I was in
Um,
North Dakota when I watched it. That was 2011.
Yeah, exactly. That was years and years ago. You know, they could put that into a great series. Like, sure, everybody who's played all that stuff, you know, in detail would knows how it's going to end, but they could do a really good job pulling that all the way through.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But upcoming game releases, we got some stuff just this month. Let's see, today's the 15th. So tomorrow, Growth comes out on PC for the PC guys.
Nice.
On next gen console for PS5 and Xbox Series X, SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake comes out tomorrow as well.
Let's go.
We got big release here. Diablo 4 Season 2 starts on October 17th. That's going to be a pretty big deal. Should be
nice.
busy in there. I might have to hop back in and check out Diablo 4. It's been a while. I've been away for a bit. Season 1 was kind of Season 1 was kind of a letdown, at least for me. It wasn't my big thing. Let's see. We got some. Let's look at the big games. There's a lot of them on here, but a lot of these are indie games. I don't know. I guess a lot of people play a lot of other stuff too. So,
Pretty small, but predecessor from, rest in peace Paragon, but predecessor should be releasing to console in the next 30 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's a big deal. Ooh, that's a big deal for
Yeah,
sure.
anyone who's played Paragon, you should be fucking excited.
I am super stoked about that and get all the boys together, make up whole teams, and just murder people. Let's see, October 17th also. So the 17th is kind of a big day. We got a big release for PC, it looks like, called Legend Creatures 2. Season 2 for Diablo 4, and then Sonic Superstars drops on the 17th for PC, PS5,
nice.
Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and Xbox One and Switch. So that's big. That's a big release for them.
Fucking everywhere. Nice.
For anybody who's into simulation games, it looks like we got a game coming to PC, Alaskan Road Truckers. A VR release, The Seventh Guest VR, coming to PC VR, Quest, and PSVR 2 as well. So it's across a couple systems. October 20th, that's a big date. Everybody's pretty excited. That's the pre-order day for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I'm assuming a lot of people are pretty excited about that. I know that I wish I had a PS5. I'm planning on getting one to play that as soon as I can. I love the Spider-Man remastered. I played that a few times over now.
They're just gonna afford it.
Oh, and same day coming out on Switch, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. October 20th is going to be a busy day for both of those, for both Sony and Nintendo. We got the new Super Mario Bros. A game and Spider-Man 2 coming out. And then October 23rd, Just Dance 2024 for those who like those family games. A game I'm personally excited about, City Skylines 2. That's coming out October 24th. That's coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So that should be pretty good.
Nice.
Oh, what's this? A Lord of the Rings game coming out PC, PS5 only on the 24th. Lord of the Rings Return to Moria? Have not heard anything about that. I'm going to have to watch some trailers. Pull one up here.
I don't remember if I shared anything in our video games tab or not with that.
Let's see. I'll double check it right now. I have IGN and Discord pulled up on the fucking PC.
That's normally where I get it, because whatever people want to say about IGN, most of their stuff is confirmed.
Yeah, people can be mad at IGN for whatever they want, but I mean, at the end of the day, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I am kind of sick.
Animated series, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham is coming out soon. Actually, the animation looks crazy good.
Oh, really?
That's a TV series, though. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on on the channel.
In entertainment,
oh yeah, I may have missed it.
Other processors obsolete.
They need to get Phasmophobia on the console so I can start playing some scary games.
Bro, Alan Wake 2. I'm so fucking pumped.
Where's that sound coming from?
I'll be playing that all day. I think. Oh wait, the date got pushed back. I think it's like the 26th. It's like a Friday. 27th, I think, got pushed back to for the release. So
okay,
Rip.
I'll definitely be live all day on that. So
okay, yeah, I need to. There's a couple games I need to get in and start finishing because they're gonna be. It's just something I need to do. Let's get.
It's over it, or maybe a little less than a year now, but Black Myth Wukong, I'm really excited for next year. It's supposed to be summer, but depending on how the strike goes, we'll see.
Yeah,
that's kind of. I really like. That's my big thing is like I enjoy. I'm the odd man out on this one. I enjoy TV shows over movies, just because there's more content. Yes, a lot of it gets repetitive, but I feel like I get that kind of. You get two of those pinnacle moments all the time. Like I get one kind of minor one every episode, but then if there's an underlying story, which is when I really enjoy the show, you get that big one towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't really seen anything, at least anything that I've been interested in recently, just because of that fucking strike that everyone just finally are making some headway on.
Yeah, and they just halted too, so it's really hard to say.
Come on.
It's not, like it was all done, and then the studios last second backed off. So studios, aka the billionaires, are fighting for more money still against the people that make them the money.
Yeah,
for real.
Actors and all of them make a shitload, but fuck, do they deserve it, huh?
Yeah, Well, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens with that. Hopefully they'll figure that stuff out and quit holding it up. Some of us
Yeah,
out
Yeah,
here
for
just
sure.
it
trying to
sounded
enjoy
like
stuff.
that. Initially, it sounded like a lot of the AI stuff was in favor of, the human side. So I was
Mm-hmm.
pretty excited on that. So I'm not sure what the studios are trying to pull the trigger on, but not ideal. And depending on how the video games goes, I think January they start, maybe February.
Okay. Yeah, no, hopefully, at least we got lots of, from what I'm seeing here, we got lots of games coming up. I didn't realize just how packed the next couple months were with
Oh yeah,
releases.
yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
After that City Skylines 2, some more big mentions. October 27th, Alan Wake 2. Kyle, I know you're personally excited for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then next month in November, some other big mentions would be, for me personally, I'm pretty excited for Modern Warfare 3. That's November 10th. That's coming out. Another big one for the Switch owners, November 14th, Hogwarts Legacy finally hitting the Switch. That's big. I can't believe they got that game to play and work on a Switch. I can't believe they're getting that to work, to be honest.
Yep.
I'm curious how different it will be.
Yep, I am also. Some other games that are big mentions. We got Persona 5 Tactica hitting PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One November 17th. For you JRPG fans, I know quite a few people who are in my chat all the time really are Persona 5 fans. So, and then that's going to Game Pass. I do know that's going to Game Pass, so that's going to be big because anybody can just try it. And then Super Mario RPG is getting a re-release on the Switch on November 17th, which is also a big deal. A lot of people talk a lot about that game. Apparently, from what I understand, that's like some people call that Final Fantasy before Final Fantasy. The original came out back on Nintendo. I want to say it was Super Nintendo, I want to say that it came out
I
on
think,
originally. And
yeah,
it was like one of the first major RPGs of its time. It shocked a lot of people when it came out because it was a lot more in depth than what people thought it was going to be. And then December, a big release that I'm excited for in December, December 7th, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I'm actually pretty stoked on that game. Ubisoft, it's the same. To me it looks like Blue Man Far Cry. That's what I've been calling it. Okay, you're a Navi and it's Far Cry, but it's Navi Far Cry. But it looks sweet. It looks like a ton of fun. It's first person. You're flying around on those crazy creatures. I can't remember the name of them. You can ride on the crazy creatures. You got
dude.
bows, guns, all kinds of stuff. So
Nice.
They haven't released a new Far Cry recently, so
maybe
There you
that's
go.
what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
it's
And
just
then
rebranding it.
we don't have dates for some of these, but we got time frames. Looks like the Arkham trilogy, the Batman Arkham trilogy, is going to be hitting
Yeah.
Switch in fall of 2023. So that should be coming
Yeah,
up here
it's pretty big.
soon. They haven't released it yet, but that should be coming up here soon. That's pretty big. I would actually not mind having that on the Switch. Those games would be
Yeah,
fun to have on the go.
yeah, exactly. That's a monster series, and that's a lot of content for something on the go.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
for the people who already have Switches or just have the Switch Lights, that's a big bonus. Those games are awesome, and they
yeah.
can get to experience those. Oh, they have
Painful
not.
to say I never put too much time into them.
And so that's pretty
That's
much what I got for coming up here soon. There's still
really
to be shown or to be announced games. Like there's games that still don't have dates.
right.
Quite a few. That I'm, there's supposed to, another thing I've been waiting for on the game front is there's supposed to be a next gen remaster of Fallout 4 pretty soon. And they still have
Yeah,
not dropped that. And that's something I've been waiting for a minute.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That would be sick to get a new Fallout for the next gens.
well, it's not, yeah, I mean, it's like, yes, it's still Fallout 4, but I mean, upgrade the textures, let us, open the FOV up, give us 60 frames. There's a
Right.
lot
Right.
there's a lot they could do for that game to revitalize it. And a lot of people, the rumor is that a lot of people think that they're trying to hold off until the release of the Fallout series because there is a TV show coming for Fallout, and
Yep.
they gave a
Yeah.
little teaser of it at Gamescom in Germany. a couple months ago. A lot of people got to see a teaser. There was obviously no video released. There was a couple shitty cell phone videos that I seen. But you know, it it looked interesting, just the little glimpses that I seen, and I'm definitely gonna watch it because it's a Fallout TV series. Like I want to watch that. But you
Dude,
know, at the same time, sometimes the TV adaptions of games make me nervous. Like I still have not watched the new Halo. Still have not watched it because the first couple
dude.
episodes came out before I watched it, and a ton of people were like, "It's trash. Don't watch it." And I was like,
No, 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 no,
"Fuck."
no, 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 no. Watch it. And the reason I say watch it is because it gives you a side of the Halo lore that at least that I, for the most part, do not know.
Okay.
Right? I don't know that like the backstory on the Spartans
Okay.
and like they hint at the start of the war, but what really happened. And so they add some context, and sure, they may not follow it word for word, but dude, hands down. But that's also like I think fuck the last three shows I've gotten really excited for have been video game releases. It was Halo, The Last of Us, and fucking Twisted Metal.
Okay.
Oh
And
yeah, that's right. Twisted Metal. I only got to catch the first episode for free on whatever that
on
service was,
Peacock,
but I never got to watch the rest of it. It sounded cool
dude,
though.
dude, Will Arnett as Sweet Tooth, oh,
Oh yeah.
fucking
Funny story.
amazing.
He's a Leafs fan.
There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Dude, but I mean, and I love Will Arnett, his voice acting and like
Yeah. He was
in the
Batman
Lego
too.
Batman. Yeah, Lego Batman. Dude, I fucking loved it. I have
Yep.
kids, right? I have a 14-year-old and I have a 5-year-old. We've seen the Lego movies. I enjoyed the games. They were fucking fun, in all honesty. But dude, and then going into the fact that I grew up a Lego fan, dude, Lego Masters
hmm
and him hosting it, dude, he's a comedic genius, and it's dry humor.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's great at it.
I fucking love it. So his rendition and his voice acting, delivering the voice of Sweet Tooth, is just perfect. It hands down makes the show.
Um,
So
Voice acting can be important. I mean, it's gonna make or
hmm
break something for a lot of for a lot of stuff animated. It's gonna make or break
look
something.
at look at prime example. Look at Destiny.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
Destiny.
changing Ghost.
Yeah, I mean that was a huge deal when when they stopped using Peter Dinklage. I was pretty upset. He was the
Yeah.
man. He was the first one in OG Destiny, and
Well,
for those who played
and
Destiny 1 as early as I did, you'll remember that it was the Dinklage.
Dinklage, the Dinklage. Well, and
um,
that's just it. That is coming. He came in on the fame coming from Game of Thrones, and yes, Kyle, I know where you stand on that one.
Now, I know that out of you guys, I'm probably the one who watches anime the most. If you guys don't at all,
Yes.
I'm not
Oh
100% sure.
yes, I know. I
Yeah.
100% believe that.
Yeah, on the anime front of things, I watch a lot of different ones, but the main one that I've been really just like focused up on really hard right now, I guess two, I should say, is One Piece and Bleach: The Thousand Year Blood War. Now, Bleach is an old anime, and so is One Piece, but One Piece has been continuously going for the last 2 decades, and
Yeah, very
we
true.
we're waiting on the dub release on the streaming services of episodes 1013 through 1024 or 25. I forget the number.
Jesus.
That's the next group that I'm waiting on, and then we're gonna catch up with those. Right now I'm fully caught up on Bleach: The Thousand Year Blood War dub, where they're at. Yes, I watched the dub for anybody listening to this afterwards and who wants to talk a little smack.
I
Yes, I
have to.
watched the dub.
I
I
Yep,
like
I'm with
listening
you.
to the
I'm with you.
English. I don't like reading the entire time. No, I'm not a super fast reader. I'm okay with that. I like to take in my words when I read them. So,
I can't hear without my subtitles, so
yeah,
that's where I'm
I
at.
mean, you can put subtitles on for the English. I understand that. I don't mind subtitles, but I'm not gonna watch a show and listen to it in Japanese and try to read the words as I'm trying
It's
to.
really hard.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even about it being hard. I want to enjoy the animation and the art
Right,
that they're putting on the screen. Like that's half of it for me, you know.
right.
Um,
Like
and
like Like,
One Piece is right now at a great spot, and I can't recommend enough to anybody. I know 1,000 episodes sounds intimidating as shit, and it is. It
there's
actually
no
is.
reason I haven't started Chowder.
It's taken me a couple years to get to this point, but I am telling you right now, once like what I tell everybody is, if you can watch till episode 37, and then decide from there. Watch till episode 37, and then once you get to that, if you're not hooked and you don't want to continue watching at that point, don't watch it.
All right.
That's what I tell people, because
All
by
right.
that point, by the time I got to episode 37, I was in it. I was like, okay, this is it. I'm watching the rest of this show. And I don't regret any of what I've watched. I've even watched all the filler episodes. I love it that much.
All right. I will play that one. That will go once I get caught up on Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Oh, and seeing that's the other one I need to watch is I'm watching the new I need to watch the new Demon Slayer stuff. I've caught up. I've watched all the way through the Entertainment District arc. I watched all the way
That's
through
where
that.
I'm at.
Yeah, I watched
That's
all the
where
way
I'm
through
at.
that. And there's the next arc that I seen is the Swordsmith Village arc, I think is what it's called. Yep.
That's season 3. Yep.
Yep. That's gonna be the next one I watch. Um Demon Slayer is great. I love how high stakes Demon Slayers feels as you're watching it. Like they can do things that are um above human ability, but
Right.
they're still as vulnerable as a human would be in that situation. Like they're still soft
Well,
little pudgy animals that
look at
get fucked up.
look at how both the Mogan Train and the Entertainment District arcs ended.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah, with 2 big deaths. Not giving any spoilers out.
Yeah.
I
Brutal.
mean, you're talking huge, powerful, brutal deaths,
Yeah.
and it just goes to show you, like, these guys. But yeah, I love the action in it. I love the comedic relief coming out of the 2 supporting.
See, and if you're saying that to me right now, dude, you're gonna like One Piece. I'm telling you, dude. Talk about comedic relief, dude. There's like, dude, there'll be a point in One Piece where you're watching it and you're like almost brought to tears, and then immediately 2 seconds later something happens and you're laughing.
All right.
It's One Piece isn't a whole jolly adventure, dude. It's a whole jolly adventure. But the last video game I'd like to bring up real quick, that I've been personally waiting for. I know that I'm not the only skateboarding fan around here. Steven, I know you're a skateboarding fan.
Yeah.
EA did confirm the people who made the original Skate 3 games, the trilogy. The team behind them did confirm that they are working on a new one. And they dropped a video on YouTube. This was like over a year ago, 2 years ago now. They confirmed it. They dropped a little video, and I've seen they had another little trailer that showed some clippets of like really early alpha gameplay where not all the textures were there. But as of August, as of August, they dropped a little note on their website, and they're talking about what other stuff they're doing. They're still building the skate game. They have the DNA from the other ones, and they're building in new mechanics for skate. And the new game is going to be called Skate with a period at the end, just Skate. That's all it's going to be called. And then to represent the freedom of self-expression and options inherent in modern skateboarding. So new mechanics that they're going to be putting into the game, which I'm really excited about. Wallies, slappies, boned ollies, which is a huge thing. Variable speed flip tricks and held flip tricks. And if you don't know what a held flip trick is, it's when you're doing a kick flip, you can catch or just let it flip in the air for holding the flips, or catching it in a certain way to hold it in a certain way and then unflipping it. Like there's a lot of different ways you can explain that, but that's pretty big news. I played some of the other skateboarding games that they've released and that they have. There's a pretty sweet picture here with some like it's called pre alpha gameplay is what the screenshot is. But they have some pretty awesome things that they're going to be trying to do with this game. And I was watching, just some of the clips. You could see people climbing with their hands, like grabbing ledges and pulling themselves up with their
Nice.
hands, which I thought was awesome because that was a feature I loved in Tony Hawk's Underground. I don't know if you played that one. Either of you played
Mhm.
that game? I played that
Yeah.
game more times than I can count. The
Yep,
story
that
in
was
that
that was
game was
hands down,
so
hands
good.
down.
Like, you start out as some punk ass kid in a little shit ass town in Jersey and just become a pro skateboarder, go on a crazy journey, get left in Russia. Like, what a kick ass story for a skateboarding game. That was a Tony
Dude,
Hawk
it
game.
was it was it
Yeah.
was it was it was hands down growing up as a skateboard punk, that was the dream.
Yeah, you
Was
got
that
to
game.
live that.
And that's dude, that was why that game grabbed so much, because the next game, as funny as it was
It was they
was
like went too
was dog shit.
ridiculous. Yeah, they went too ridiculous with it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
way too
Thug 2
ridiculous.
was bullshit.
Yeah, dude, like
Like,
the game.
I loved being able to go into Boston. I loved being able to go
Yep.
to Skatopia. Like, I loved the settings.
Doing the
But dude,
backflip
come
over
on.
the helicopter from the hotel roof in Hawaii. Like, dude, it's just sick. Like, it's the betrayal from
Yeah.
your best friend who steals the footage and takes credit. Like,
Mhm.
Yep.
dude, such a good
Yep.
game with the great twists in it. And then Tony Hawk's Underground 2 was just shit, dude.
Yeah, dog shit. Dog shit.
Yeah,
Although I do love, as far as Tony Hawk went, dude, American Wasteland.
Okay, American Wasteland was pretty good. I will
Like,
give you that.
they brought in legends because you got to meet Tony Alva, you got to meet Jay Adams. So they brought in these legends, and then you were building just this massive, your own Skatopia, like your own fucking anarchist land, dude. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I ever since I've been little, I've been a fan of skateboarding culture and skateboarding in general, just because there's, I think it's such a diverse sport. There's so much you can do with it, and I have so much respect for those guys because, some of those crazy street spots, it's not like a spot that you can practice for. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, you get to some of those spots and it's like, okay, well, there's a crazy clip that Sheckler just did, and it's like over a 15-foot drop onto a
Right.
fucking flat ground pavement. That shit fucking hurts, bro. And he's landing on wheels
Yep.
on a board and riding off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for like 40 years.
exactly. Like, I can't even
For
imagine
real.
what that guy's knees are going to be
real.
like by the time he's in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, those guys beat the shit out of themselves, and that's I just love watching skateboarding and all the different stuff. And I'm really excited for the skate game because there's a lot of stuff that they're trying to, they're trying to make this game as free expression as possible when it comes to skateboarding. And if you follow
Which is what
anything
it
on,
needs to
yeah, and if you follow skateboarding nowadays, it is all about that. There's so many different cool things that people are doing. I follow this one guy on TikTok that makes like different skateboards, and he like puts all these different contraptions on them, like springs and flips and stuff like that. So like he'll like just jump in the air and the board will do a flip on its own, and then he'll land on it because it's like spring loaded in certain spots.
What the fuck?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's fucking he puts hinges on them, and like we'll do a kickflip, and like the hinges will like make the like tip of the board do like a 360 spin, and he'll catch it and land on it. Like, it's nuts. And so
Dude.
that's, I've always loved that about skateboarding, is there's so many things you can do with it. So I really hope that this game is what they're saying it's going to be. I am a little nervous because they've already confirmed that this one's going to be free to play. So that's where the exactly. Everybody, as soon as I hear free to play, I
yeah.
get nervous. Microtransactions going to be there. They're talking about how they want a lot of the skateboarding areas and venues to be player created, like community created and stuff like that. They're going to still allow you to make skate parks and stuff like that, like the other skate games, which could be interesting.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
that makes me upset at the same time because I love Skate 3 for the same reason of Undergrounds. There was almost a story to it. Skate 3, you started out as a dude who was trying to create your own boarding brand, trying to get signed up, and you fuck up a trick, and then you create your own boarding brand. And so you start, doing crazy tricks and making billboards and making videos to promote your brand and your boards, and then the more board sales you get, the more shit you unlock. So it encourages you to keep going with that.
No, 100.
Yeah, so that's I think that's something that, like, maybe that's just me, because like there's sport games out there that I like where it's just the sport, like Ubisoft just recently came out with that. What was it? The Ride. I think it's just called Rider or whatever. It's like a action sports game. You can downhill mountain
Oh,
bike. There's dirt bikes. There's snowmobiles.
yep.
There's snowboards. There's skis. There's a skateboard now. There's all types of stuff that you can do. But it's very arcadey. You know what I mean? Like I want something that's a little bit more realistic on the physical side, but not so much so that it's going to constantly punish me for trying to do ridiculous stuff. That's why Skate 3 was such a perfect in between, because you could do really cool, like you could make
Hands
the
down.
tricks look nice and you could make things look smooth and you could just skate around like you would be like skating down the street. But then you could also go to that crazy spot at the observatory and drop into the ditch and jump over a fucking car bridge. You know what I mean? Like, it was versatile in that way, and they did a great job with that. And I really hope they don't lose that that spirit of the game, because that's something I enjoyed a shitload.
The first time I played that game was actually at the Wilma Theater.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, and what it was homies back in high school, dude. Two of them worked there,
Oh, you
and
have to
so
play
the
on the
Wilma
big
didn't
screen?
have anything going on, or they didn't have anyone show up to any movies. The managers obviously then would lock the door, and there was basically an apartment upstairs, so they'd go upstairs and just fucking get high the entire time. And me and the homies would go up in the film booth, and we'd plug the Xbox into the projector and fucking play it on the movie screen.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome.
But
Dude,
before
that shit was
we're hitting 1 hour and 50 minutes right now, gentlemen.
holy
But
shit.
Killing it.
before we wrap this thing up, I would like to talk about music a little bit. I don't know any recent releases for you guys that you guys want to talk about. Anything you're currently listening to that's new? I know everybody in here's got different music tastes and what they listen to on a regular. So,
Right.
Yeah, new stuff. Carnifex, one of my favorite bands from the deathcore scene, released their album Friday, Necromantium. Pretty banging. I think it's 9 or 10 tracks. I think it's 10 tracks. Yeah, I think it's 10. But yeah, I fucking love it. It's been on repeat since.
okay, yeah.
Dude,
See, I'm that kind of type. I'm that type of person too. I just if I find a song I like, I put that shit on repeat.
There was another one that came out this Friday, another album. Softer, it's not just screaming. A band called Oni. They've been around for a little while.
Okay.
The album's called The Silver Line. Features from like Howard Jones, ex Killswitch Engage vocalist, for those who don't know. Josh Gilbert, who's with Spirit Box now. And then Jared Dines, who's a pretty big like YouTube guitarist.
Okay.
For sure. No, I mean,
Go ahead.
not anything new that I'm aware of. I've just kind of been having either, like, I've been on this weird kick of like I don't even hardly listen to music anymore.
Okay.
In all
That's
honesty,
crazy.
right? No, dude, it's podcasts. That's all I've been listening to. I have like 6 or 7 weekly shows that I listen to, plus 2 or 3 that are bi-weekly. So every day I have at least one episode, and if I'm at work, I don't have anything in because I'm either on the phone or dealing with customers. And then other than that, like, my life is within about 5 miles.
Okay. You see, and I respect
In
that
all honesty.
because I do the same thing. I go to work, I come home. I listen to a lot of podcasts
Mhm.
too, but I listen to music, pretty much every day. I mean, there's not a day I don't listen to a little bit of music. Some recent releases on my radar have been Token. He's a rapper that I really like. He made a song that a lot of people know, just seen clips of. It's called YouTube Rapper. He did a song with Tech9. Is the little white dude with Tech9. He's really awesome. And also, I have a picture of proof. I love the guy to death. Tech9's not as tall as you think he is. Okay, he's not as tall as you think he is. He is under. he is under 5'9". I can promise you that right now. He's under 5'9". Yeah.
Yep.
I
can confirm that motherfucker can smoke some weed too.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Short dude though.
Go back when he first started touring and hitting the Wilma, man. You'd wait by the tour bus under the fucking bridge, and you threw a bag of weed at him, man. You were getting high with Tech9.
Dude, one time me and the
Hands
homies
down.
One time me and the homies got really drunk at a Tech9 concert, and we got underneath the bridge trying to get back to the car that we were riding home in, and my homie tripped over a curb, and freaking Gotamus from Cess Crew is the one who caught him from stumbling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it
That's
was
insane.
something else, dude. It was something else. I
That's
could
what the
not
fuck is
believe it.
that?
I could not believe that. I was like, holy cow.
Oh.
But you know, that was
That's
one big
amazing.
release. This it was last month, September. Kid Cudi dropped a new album. It was all right. Kid Cudi's on some other shit. He's not
Dude,
who he
I
used to be.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't enjoyed Kid Cudi in a fat minute.
Yep. He did also release a single not too long ago called Heaven's Galaxy, but you know, the album wasn't, it's just not like, you know, it's not the same thing as his other albums that, you know, everybody knows and loves of Kid Cudi, like Man
Right.
on the Moon and
Yeah.
Man on the Moon 2. You know, those are the albums that everybody, you know, like you say Kid Cudi, that's probably most of the time what people think of, and that's what they go back to.
Yeah, no, I can agree, because you had so many people that when prime example, when Eminem got clean and released, you know, his last few albums, it's a totally different style.
Yeah, like he's trying to rap
You know,
not fucked up, and respect to the guy, because that's not a way to live your life all the time. So
yeah,
I've
Crazy.
exactly crazy. No,
right.
but that was another, you know, release that happened not too long ago, and then I dropped it in the Discord not too long ago. I was actually kind of excited about that release. It was a rock release, a rock album that I really actually dug and listened to all the way through. Oh, it's back here.
Oh,
Ways.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, it was a Queens of the Stone Age album. They came out with
Yeah,
a new album
yeah.
this year, which I was
Yeah, I
happy to
listened
see.
to it.
I love Queens of the Stone Age. I've been a big fan of them for a long time. I think the first time I heard Queens of the Stone Age was playing SSX Tricky 3.
Yeah,
I want to say
I
SSX Tricky 3. Yeah,
I can fucking, yeah, dude.
because I played SSX Tricky 3 so many times that I could almost tell you every corner of every race on that mountain still to this day. And they made it backwards compat for Xbox. I did buy that and download it immediately.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I
That's
bought it immediately and was like, I'm saving that for a rainy day.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, besides that though, I mean, I listen to a lot of old stuff still. Like I still listen to a lot of music that's been out for a while, and I still listen to the same shit.
Now, what's your definition of a while?
I mean, like, I've been, dude,
20, 30 years.
yeah,
Like,
like
okay,
20,
there you
30
go.
years.
There
Like,
you
I've
go.
been listening to
Yep.
this shit from like 2000s era, a lot of
Yep.
2000s era Linkin Park
Oh yeah.
lately.
Dude,
Yeah.
I set up, before I did the PC switch, I set up one of those audio VOD switch
Yeah.
scenes, right? And so when I was playing Tony Hawk, I would listen to Spotify, and that was it. 2000 Skater Punk.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
exactly,
that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
Spotify.
That's the playlist right there, dude.
Dude, for real. Dude.
Sometimes when I'm at work and I'm trying to get shit done, I gotta get shit moving. I'll throw that playlist on, bro. Just that crazy, wild thrashing music, dude, just gets you going.
Dude, for real.
Makes me want
For
to kick
real,
something. Just
Oh,
kick it over flat footed.
What does the homie always say when we're in Warzone? It's always why he gets in trouble too, because he always, what's he say? Oh, he threatens to kick a fat kid at Kmart.
Oh yeah.
He's also the one with a 38-day chat ban.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I've just been trying to move to Discord more often now when we're talking. I'm
Right.
glad that Discord's on the consoles. I guess that's some other news. I don't know for anybody who doesn't know about that. If you use Discord on Xbox Series X, you can now stream your games from you can stream whatever you're playing to Discord for your homies to
Discord,
watch
yeah.
whoever in the Discord party, which is kind of, you know, that's kind of dope for people who do want to share that type of stuff.
Yeah, like if you don't have Twitch, I mean, like,
that for me.
Yeah. That's a way you can stream to your friends. The other thing is, there's a lot of things you could do with that. You could host watch parties with your friends. You put that on, stream a movie that way. There's lots of different things you can do with that.
Yeah.
Which we'll be doing eventually.
Yeah, that's another plug we'll shout out. We're gonna be doing watch parties for
Yeah.
movies. That should be a decently easy setup. It'll be like a weekend day where instead of me doing a stream, it'll be us sitting down together to watch a movie on Twitch.
Yeah, shooting the shit.
Yeah, and we'll sit and laugh and watch it together, or whatever kind of movie it may be. Review it, judge it.
Check out the fucking Prime videos.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff on Amazon though that's good to watch. Like something that I've been thinking about hosting watch parties for is when they drop new episodes of the Grand Tour. I was a huge fan of Top Gear UK. I watched all fucking 20 seasons of that before Jeremy Richardson punched the producer in the face and everybody quit. So, but the fact that Amazon just gave them like an unlimited budget and was like, here, go do the weird, crazy shit you guys do, but do it more ridiculous. I was like, win.
Yeah. Those dudes are awesome.
Yeah.
Amazon gave them that Red Bull money.
Yeah, Amazon gave them that Red Bull money, and they use it to an extreme. It is hilarious, some of the stuff they do. I mean,
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's the Grand Tour. There's a couple seasons too on Amazon Prime, and it's so funny, dude. Like I cannot recommend enough to watch that. It's really well done.
I'll check it out.
But we've been going that just hit the 2-hour mark right there, boys. I think
there we go.
I think we can wrap up our first episode. That was a great it was great.
Virtual handshakes.
Virtual handshakes. For those that have listened this far and made it to the end, please make sure to check out everybody who is here tonight, Maddogg and K13. Their links will be down below, as well as Slugg's and Full Sends, and Kira's links will all be down below for the Twitch pages and social medias. I have a little bit of work to do there. Timestamps will not be a thing because we were all over the place, and until we get more of a structure down, of course, I'm not really worried about timestamps. I want this to.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I want this to be
get like
more
an
of a
official
conversation.
editor.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
super official.
I can do that stuff from right here because I have it all set up, so I can like jot down. I could type down what time things like when we talked about what. I just didn't think about it this time because it was our first episode. So,
we were all over the place. So
yeah, we were, but it's okay. We had. I think it was perfect. But yeah, that was just us talking about some of the stuff that we like, some stuff that's coming up, some news for you guys. I hope that you guys continue to join us. Like I said, we're gonna try to do these episodes every Sunday. It will for sure be me and Maddogg whoever else in the Demons crew decides to show up and wants to show up, they are more than welcome in, and so it'll be kind of a surprise how many people are going to be here every week, but we're going to make it work, and we're going to continue to do this and keep giving you guys the news that you care about, the entertainment news. Who cares about the scary stuff going on? Don't focus about that right now. Let's talk about the good stuff.
Come hang out with us and chill.
Exactly. Well, I hope you guys have a good night.
You as well.
That's
definitely, guys. We'll catch you.